All right. Happy Monday, everybody. How's it going? It is Monday, and Mark and I got to meet over the weekend. We were just sharing a little bit about what we've been working on in GPT, and I wanted to circle back with you guys and kind of talk about some different concepts. There's a couple of reasons why. First and foremost, right now, Mark and I are looking at how we can take our core strategies program. It's a year-long training and coaching service that we offer. And we're looking at how we can add GPT specific content into it to help real estate agents. And in that program, it's really cool. We spend 15 weeks teaching you guys and helping you build out all of your tech systems. And then we spend 37 weeks with you refining those systems and tweaking them, making them just really powerful, and then sending you on your way so that you can start to generate and build your own success. And it doesn't take the full year to do that, but that's what we do. But that aside, if you're interested, I like to throw the link to the application down there. You can absolutely learn more. But what we were talking about is the different parts of core. That's conversions, operations, retentions, and experiences. Now, those are all the four areas that you as a real estate agent really need to focus your technology in on. And so we were like, man, how can we take the core strategies and apply it into GPT? So much like all of the videos in the series, and if you're just finding this, I have an entire playlist of ChatGPT videos specifically for real estate agents, and just showing you guys what we're doing as we're learning all about GPT and trying to apply it to you guys, how you can use it in your business. Last video, I was talking about how we could seed information, and we're going to kind of riff on that. And we're going to pull in the conversions piece today in this video and really look at that. Now, I'll preface with this has happened a couple times. I did get logged out of ChatGPT, and they're just so busy right now. Sometimes you get logged out and you get stuck out. So I'm going to be in the playground today, but you're not going to see the seeded ChatGPT chat that I have. I seeded like 170 pages worth of content into it so that it can really help us. A lot of the book that we wrote got seeded into it, Our Best Workflow Secrets. It's all about how you as an agent can be successful even in a changing market, which is happening. So let's focus in on how you as a real estate agent can utilize ChatGPT to be successful. So without further ado, I want to show you guys the playground. Now, I'll preface with the fact that we're not doing it live. It's some pre-built out stuff, because sometimes as I'm typing and talking, I just feel like the video drags on. A couple of you guys made comments about it. So the goal here is to give you guys some good stuff. And if I can do that by just typing it out ahead of time, I'm going to. So this is the playground of OpenAI, and you can just go openai.com and log in or sign up, and then you hit the little playground button right there. And essentially you get to play with ChatGPT. Again, if you're locked out of ChatGPT, you get this fun little lock screen wall, and they've got fun little messages that pop up. But I'll get logged in eventually. I'm not worried about it. Some of y'all are probably on there playing, so I hope you're having fun. Log out when you're done, and I'll hop back in, and we'll like tag team, and we'll just keep moving. But what I did was I seeded a little bit of information about a concept that you guys might be interested in. So I was explaining to ChatGPT a couple things about my real estate business. I am in residential real estate, and I specialize in buying and selling condos in the St. Louis, Missouri area. Now, this is all about becoming the expert. We talk about this in the beginning of our book, becoming the expert and establishing your niche. What you're an expert in boils down to what are things that, I mean, I just know this specific area, this specific process, this specific type of real estate so well. And I love sharing about it. I love working around it. I love helping people move into those spaces. That is what you're an expert at. And as a real estate agent, if you know what you're an expert at, it makes it really easy to capitalize and find your niche, which is essentially, man, who is looking for that? Now, I know there's a lot of talk in the world of marketing. Maybe it's boiled over to you about how we are no longer in the world of niches. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think that there's a lot of value in maintaining a niche. Now, once you get really good at your niche, you should absolutely explore out and you should have maybe two or three niches. But to start in real estate, focus on one niche, focus on how you can learn everything about that single process, that single niche, and become the expert, share openly, and you're just going to find a lot of value for it. Right now, Mark and I are working to become experts at ChatGPT specifically for real estate agents. But in this example, I am a residential real estate agent who specializes in buying and selling condos in the St. Louis, Missouri area. So that would be my niche. That's what I'm an expert at, right? And I'm just telling GPT a little bit about me so that it has some good understanding. Now, this is essentially what seeding is. And if I was to seed this appropriately, I would probably talk all about the St. Louis area, all of the different things that I can drive value in, all of the programs, just any information you can think of, tell GPT. That way it understands and knows it. But for brevity's sake, this is what we've got. I specialize in working with single individual and young childless couples in their late 20s and early to mid 30s. So I've kind of told GPT who I am, what I specialize in, where I specialize, and who I like to help. That way it's got a good idea. And I'm kind of trusting GPT to have some context on the real estate process just based on all of the information it understands, right? And this is where discernment is my keyword, and I'll use it in probably every video, but this is where discernment comes in. You have to be really careful about just trusting it. I like to say you don't want to make ChatGPT a 16-year-old with the keys to a Mustang. It's just a bad idea, I promise you. So giving it some information, observing what it gives back, and course correcting as needed is very important. So I went on to just explain a little bit about how I like to operate my business. When I am working with my clients, I'm always striving for an world-class client experience. That's a concept that we talk about in our book. It's one of Mark's favorite ways to explain how you should be showing up as a real estate agent for your customers. And if you show up as the agent that provides that world-class experience, that experience that's just so good they can't forget you, well, now you don't have to worry about seeing, 5 to 7 years from now, the sign of another agent in their yard, because they're probably going to remember you. They're going to be eager to work with you again. It all comes down to how you show up, how you drive value, how you help them, and how you do it in a really big way. And so that's the goal. That's the goal, is to drive a great world-class client experience. And I say I love to go above and beyond with information in the specific area, their interest as a person slash couple, as well as opportunities for them to save money using programs that are available to them. Now, each of these, I probably could have given ChatGPT an example specifically of it. If I was actually the expert in this, I guarantee I would have just oodles and oodles and oodles of examples that I could give. I could talk about how the brunch scene in St. Louis, Missouri is incredible, and how they absolutely have to go to this place and this place and this place, and how when they apply to live in St. Louis City, they have access to this program and this program and this program, just all these things that when you're specific and when you're the expert, you can feed GPT. Again, we're helping it understand who we are and what information we're driving value to. That way it can give us more assistance. That's the name of the game. So what it did is it popped back, because I didn't ask it a question. I was just giving it some statements. It popped back with a little bit of a reiteration of what I was talking about. I also strive to make sure that all my clients understand the process of buying and selling condos and the implementation of having a good relationship with their lender, home inspector, and title company. Yeah, that's great. It is my goal to make sure that all clients have a successful and positive experience when purchasing or selling a condo in the St. Louis area. So GPT understands what we're talking about. It filled and gave additional context to that statement that I was giving it. So this is where you start course correcting as you need to. Well, that was pretty good. So I said, that's correct. And then sometimes GPT, it like congratulates or like kudos itself. I always think it's so funny. It says, great job. It's talking to itself. That's so funny. As a residential real estate agent specializing in buying and selling condos in the St. Louis, Missouri area, you strive to give a client a world-class experience and provide them with all the information and resources needed to make an informed decision. You also make sure that they understand the process and how to work with their lender, home inspector, and title company. Again, it's just restating what I had said. Its comprehension is pretty good. So we're all off to the races. That seems pretty good. Bob's your uncle. And so I said, thank you. Based on all of this and all that you know about residential real estate, will you create 3 examples? Now, examples is one of those hot button words that you can use in GPT to have it give you content suggestions, right? So you can't just say, create 3 marketing materials. It's going to go, whoa, 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 I don't create materials. But if you ask for examples, it's a little bit of a way to kind of tiptoe around it. And again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say the key is discernment. You as the expert need to discern, but GPT is going to give you a lot of great content and it's going to give you some ideas. Now we don't have to think as hard about, man, there's a world out there. What do I talk about? We've got some places to start. And I think that that's really important. That's really powerful. So give 3 examples of marketing materials I could send as a PDF to a potential lead that would be timely, useful, and help them with the process of buying a condo in St. Louis. So I've asked for examples and I've stated what those examples will be used for so that GPT kind of knows. And so it said, absolutely, here's examples. And so it gives me these 3 examples. Now, these are pretty well like headline examples. So what we could do from here as the real estate agent, we could go, man, a guide to the St. Louis condo market. Provide an overview of the current trends in condo markets, along with helpful tips and insights on how to find the perfect condo. That is a great start. And now all I have to do is fill in all the information. Boom, we're off to the races. And all I had to do was just tell GPT a little bit about me, and it gave me that idea. An overview of the buying process. This would include a step-by-step guide on the process of buying a condo for pre-qualified for a mortgage to close the deal. All right. Again, another great example. And so the third one's also a great example. So I said, these are great examples. Will you add 4 sentences to each of these examples to provide additional expanded detail, right? Now, GPT didn't exactly do what I was hoping for. It didn't give me 4 sentences for each, but it did give me some examples. And so what I could do is I could continue to say, that's not quite right. And maybe I take one specific and I kind of like build out on it. So I say, that's not quite right. Will you take example 1 and add 3 to 5 sentences to elaborate on that example? So we can start to do things like that are going to help build out that additional context. Now, in that, it did give me additional, but again, it wasn't quite what I was hoping for, right? So this first one, a guide to the St. Louis condo market, which is the exact same as it did up there. This guide will help potential buyers navigate the condo market in St. Louis and provide them with an in-depth understanding of current trends. It will also include helpful tips and insights on how to find the perfect condo for their needs. Now, that's still good. It gives me additional context. And if I'm writing this myself, maybe I now have additional direction that I can be steered. Again, I just want to see what ChatGPT will do. Can it help me out any further, or is this kind of where we're at? So I'll go ahead, I'll ask that question, and we'll see what it does. Now, as you can see, it's finally starting to write it out. So there could be a case made that perhaps all three examples being asked to write it out, that could have been a little bit too much. So sometimes you have to focus in on one thing and refine it down. So this guide will provide prospective buyers with the information on current trends in the St. Louis condo market so they can make an informed decision. It'll also provide helpful tips on how to identify the best deals and how to negotiate the best possible price. I will also include insights into amenities offered by each condo complex so the buyer can determine which one suits their needs. Additionally, if you provide an overview of the nearby neighborhood so buyers can determine which one of the best fits for them. Finally, this guide will provide an overview of local law regulations so that buyers can understand the process of any restrictions that may have to adhere to. So this is kind of cool because it's given me the start of a really great PDF that I could send to those leads, or that I could use as what we call a lead magnet, right? So maybe this lives on your website and you say, hey, I know you're looking for condos. I know you're going to be in the St. Louis area. I have specifically pointed you at this website or maybe a marketing funnel with a single call to action. And if you give me your email address, if you give me your phone number, I'll send it your way and you'll have some additional context. Now, that's a great way to start out that lead generating process. And, if it starts working, if there's resources of value, people will start, sending you their information. Now you're building your database, and now you start calling people, you start working with people, and you give them that great world-class client experience. You get those signed agreements, those signed agreements move contract to close, and boom, we're in business, right? So this is really cool. But what GPT is also asking is if you'll give it some additional information on the neighborhoods so that the buyer can determine which one is the best fit, as well as a guide to some local laws and regulations. Now, these are all things as the expert that you should probably be able to reference or at least know. And I'd wager that as the real estate agent who is that expert in that niche, you probably do. So you're like, oh, of course I know those, Cody. What are you talking about? But this is again a great example of how we can use ChatGPT in our lead generating process to give us ideas. We're riffing off what it's giving us, and at the end of the day, the key is discernment, right? From here, I have to discern what it's giving me. I have to make sure that it's valuable content. I'm going to have to put in a little bit of time, but if you do it right, you only have to do it once. And that's the really cool thing. Mark and I love the CRM that's specific for real estate agents called RealVolve. Now, RealVolve is really cool because they have a workflows engine built into it. And essentially, you can build out your task list and you can set automations to it. Now, some of those automations that you can set to it are lead generating. And so when a lead comes in, it automatically uses things like Zapier to parse that information, put it in, and then it'll start a workflow. And that workflow could involve some emails that are being sent to this person. So you could create a technology system in your business once you've written this, that when a lead comes to you, you get their information, they get put in your system, they get sent this automatically. You've only had to write the email and set up this process. And then boom, now you're communicating with this lead. Now, you could make an argument that this could be done manually, but man, how long are you going to have to spend doing it manually? Again, over here at Workflow Secrets, our goal is to help you avoid those 14-hour, 6-day a week, 51.5 week a year work lives that is real estate sometimes. And especially as we move into a different market, it's going to be really important that we as agents are focused on how we can drive a great experience and how we can do it with speed, because we have to avoid burnout too. And I just think that utilizing ChatGPT, utilizing a powerful CRM system, and pulling in things that'll help you automate that process, your technology, that's going to make you just a really robust agent. And I think we're going to make it through just about anything that could be headed our way. But that's kind of what I have to share with you guys today. Hopefully, this has been of value. If you are just finding it, go down to this playlist, start looking through all this different stuff. And we are going to continue diving into GPT. And I think now that we've started on how this can be applied to core, I'm going to produce some more videos, probably on the operations, the retention, as well as some experiences you as a real estate agent could do. If you're interested in joining the Core Strategies program, if you feel like a year with us would be something of value to you, we'd be honored to have you apply. And we can start that process. But other than that, let me know, what are you in your real estate business using ChatGPT to do? What things are being successful, and what niches are you driving value for right now? And let's grow together, let's learn together. But that's what we've been working on. And hopefully, I can get back into GPT for our next video, and we're not stuck in the playground, and I can use a little bit of seeded information. But that's what I got. So I hope you're having a really great day, and I'll see you very soon.